All right, everyone. It's the night we've all been waiting for. I'm so excited for this event. I'm so excited that you guys are here. I know we're just getting started. We're gonna have some more people jumping on. I literally have a notebook and a pen and I'm ready for it. I'm here for the thing. So I want to introduce you our speaker, Diamond Cheryl Muller. I know she looks like she's 35, but she's about to tell you all of her secrets, right? She was a CPA for 35 years. So she knows how to do business. She liked flexibility, but she also wanted to retire, right? And enjoy her life with her husband and all the things. But she wanted to be able to do it on her terms. So I'm excited for her to jump on here. She's hit the top of the company. She hasn't done that, without learning a few tips and tricks on the way. She hasn't, if you guys did not notice her before and after pictures on the graphic for this event, like she did not end up looking like this hot mama without a few tips and tricks. So she's going to share all of those with us tonight. I'm super excited. Send out last minute invites. In the meantime, Cheryl, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm so excited.
Well, thank you so much for having me here tonight. I was really excited about this, and I told you before, I thought, you know what? I think that we need to keep doing this. I think that this needs to be something that continues to happen because, that way different people can hop on, and that really the group of 40s, 50s, and 60s really needs to know that this is amazing from every single angle that there is, because we talk about the products, the community, and the opportunity, and it checks every single box. So I'm excited. And I also told you today, I came up with this new revelation I want to share with all of you. I thought, man, I am a 35-year-old trapped in a 60-year-old's body. I'm like, I feel like I'm 35, but my birth certificate says that I turned 60 in January, and I don't know how that happened. Yeah, it's crazy. So I feel better than I ever have in my entire life. And it actually just keeps getting better. And I feel like really since the beginning of 2023, it's gotten even better. So my story is really one of consistency. So that really just adds right to it, because I still am feeling changes, and it'll be 7 years in July that I have been with Plexus, and I have missed one day of pink drink in all of that time. So, so really I didn't start for the normal reasons. I don't even know if there is a normal reason, but I started to support a friend. And the reality is that I really didn't have the extra cash. I don't share that enough, but my husband had retired early. We moved out to Tennessee. So he retired at 55. And we moved out to Tennessee, which really ended up being, we deemed it Cheryl and Roger's great adventure, and it was great. And we found a cabin. I live in a log cabin now. It's on 40 acres. It started out with 16, but part of our dream was that we added more acreage and kind of started a mini farm. And my daughter lives next door, Megan, and it's amazing. But back when I started, we didn't really have extra money in the budget. I thought, I don't know where I'm going to get 150 bucks, but we're going to figure it out. And so yet in the back of my mind, I wasn't happy in my skin. I didn't like who I was. I had gained a ton of weight during the whole move thing. Honestly, we kind of partied and drank and ate, and like everything was we just did anything, and it caught up with me. So there was a weight that I said I'd never go over, and I was 10 pounds over that. And I was just like, it has to stop. I was like, I am not buying any more clothes. I'm not buying size 16 pants, which cracks me up right now, even just saying that. And I have a before and after with these shorts that I hold up next to these other, my newer shorts. The shorts I had bought was for Megan's wedding barbecue that we had after. And I mean, they're huge. They literally don't, they're so big. They don't, I can pull them on without undoing them and they just fall off. They're just so big. It's crazy. So I'll always keep those shorts because that's my reminder. But the thing is that I really want to share about the products, because here's the thing. When all is said and done, okay, and it took at least a year or more, okay, I lost 40 pounds, but I've kept it off because I'm consistent. I don't drink Diet Pepsi anymore. I don't have a chocolate stash drawer. It used to take up an entire drawer in my kitchen. I got off of allergy medicines. I don't have migraines anymore. And I got off of my hormone medicines, so that at that time when I started Plexus, I got off of all over-the-counter and prescription medicines. And it's really nice to walk into the doctors and say that at my age. They're always like, what? So, so it really is about being consistent. But guess what? I didn't see results to begin with. Okay. I believe at our age, that, and I don't know, this is my own assumption about, I was relatively healthy. Okay. I mean, I say all those things, but really I was relatively healthy. I think that took me a little bit longer, actually. So it was 6 months in when I finally started seeing results. Initially, I was a little less bloated. I didn't have like a little muffin top, and I thought, oh, that's kind of good because I was just feeling it, right? But besides that, I didn't feel like any sugar cravings were curbed, or I just didn't see anything, but I was taking it because I committed to it. And so all of a sudden, so I started in July. In December, I went to Megan's. She lived in Florida, and my shorts just were, I had kept having to pull them up, and I was actually complaining. I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe that I've got to pull these up. And so that's when I started taking note of what was really going on in my body, because I wasn't paying attention to it. I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just taking the products. And guess what? I believe you have to have your mind in it as well. Yeah, you have to get to learn your body. You have to be willing to tweak things. And above all, you have to be consistent. So once that happened, man, things took off. I started to, when I went to the doctors, I had lost 25 pounds. And then like every month I was like, what could I do? Okay, well, you know what? I'm just not buying that chocolate. And here's another thing. I'm a big snacker, which I have cut down on. Like that's been my goal kind of in 2023. And so guess what? If you don't buy the snacks, you don't eat them. I know, go figure. I can't tell you to this day. So it's a constant thing. Okay. So don't ever think you arrive. You're never going to arrive, really. I mean, I'm happy where I am, but I will go down an aisle in the grocery store, pick out Tostito chips, put them in my cart, turn around and put them back. I still do that today. I'm like, you know what? I do not need that. I don't need those wheat thins or those Cheez-Its in the house because I will eat them. So, so it is a constant, just reminder. You have to think about, what are you eating? What can I do? I started reading labels. I went through like 8 different stevias to figure out which stevia do I want to use. What ingredients do I not want in something? So I read labels all the time. I research the products. I would grab the information sheet. I would, so be a student of these products, of this company, of what you want. And, because we always need to be learning. And like I said, mindset and thinking about stuff and all of that really played a big role, but consistency is it. So then I And when I was a year in, all of a sudden, okay, I was like, duh, like I should be exercising. Like, why am I not exercising? Like, I mean, it was, but guess what? It took me a while to figure out what my jam was. I was willing to take the time, be patient, not give up on myself, and just keep moving forward. So I started with hot yoga. Well, that's a crazy thing to start with, I guess. But anyway, I loved it actually. But it was too hot. The lady said it was 95 degrees. When I left the room, it was always 100, and that was just too hot for me. I couldn't do it. And I pulled my shoulder out. I'm an overachiever. Caitlin, that's why Caitlin and I get along so well. I mean, I've known Caitlin since she was little, so it's super fun to be hooked back up. But I'm an overachiever, hurt my shoulder, had to go to therapy. I'm like, this is great. And I had a friend who said, oh, you should try water aerobics. I'm like, that's for sissies. I'm like, no. And she asked me and asked me and asked me. Well, I went to it and loved it. And I'm telling you, you can sweat in the water. I am a beast. Like, and I tell people, like, don't talk to me. I'm just like, I'm doing my own thing. I shut my eyes, I listen to the music, and I tune everyone else out, because guess what? If I'm there, I'm going to work out, I'll socialize later. Right. So, and then after I did that for 3 years, in August of 2021, I thought, you know what? I'm gonna start lifting weights. I love weights. I'm gonna start lifting weights. I want to build muscle, because guess what? 40, 50, 60-year-olds we need to build muscle. And honestly, that's almost more important than cardio. Don't tell anyone I said that. So it really is. It's good for your bones. It's good for your muscles. And so I went on a quest there. So here's the thing. When I first started out, I kind of intermittent fasting. I did that. When I started the weightlifting, I switched over. I hired a nutritionist, and I started doing macros. I'm like, I'm going to lose 10 pounds in 12 weeks. And I was strict. Like, Meg and Phil would laugh at me because I stuck to it. It's like, nope, I got my macros. And I did it. I dropped it because I wanted to drop fat before, because a couple pounds had started creeping back on. So I wanted to drop fat before I started building muscle. And it's been great. So it's been a year and a half. I changed it up. Sharon and I, if you guys know Sharon, like, we have hooked up, and we're like, oh, what kind of exercise did you do? Like, we just go back and forth, and she helps me out. And it's just so much fun investing in me. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. It builds your confidence. That's something that that has really increased. And because I feel good, I am a happier person. I've got a much better mood. Just ask anyone when I don't have vital biome. So I'm a much better mood. I'm more fit, so I can do anything, and I can just live life to the fullest because I'm so healthy. And I always think, and actually I think I did a reel about it. I don't know if it's if you think being healthy is expensive, wait until you're sick and unhealthy. And it is just so worth it. Like, I just think you need to rearrange your budget to make it happen, and whatever that is. But guess what? You don't even have to rearrange your budget. That's what I love about Plexus, because, well, my daughter, I signed up my daughter. She's like, yeah, sure. We made fun of Plexus. I forgot to tell you guys that, because I was like, I made a pact with a friend of mine that I would never do it. Right. I wanted nothing to do with it. But like I said, I wanted to support my friend. But then I started changing my tune about gut health, and I started blurting some things out. And my daughter and Phil, I think he was the first one. He's like, are you defending gut health? And I was like, yeah, I am. And so then they joined me because they had health goals. And then I had my cousin joined me, and then my one friend. Okay. And then, oh my gosh, that means I went silver. And, I would scout out the back office because I'm a numbers person. So I knew everything about the back office before I was really even working the business. I would just look around and learn things. And so, because again, I wanted to be a student of it as well. But and then, my daughter Megan got the vision for the business. Okay. But that's amazing because it's fun to run with someone. And why would I not want to run with her? We've always wanted to do life together. And our goal was to have her move here and share property and all that stuff. And Plexus was the vehicle for that. And honestly, I did taxes for so long, I had enough. And I kind of was in the retirement mode, more or less, right? But this became the business that I became passionate about and that I loved. And I thought, oh my gosh, you can truly work from anywhere. It gave you such freedom, and the money is significant. Like as a CPA, I know what it takes for businesses to succeed. And like your average business, like 5 years, you're losing money. Some people aren't drawing salaries, and maybe their business will eventually take off or something like that. But here you can make a significant income. $1,000 is a lot to people per month or whatever. And really you're just sharing about what you love. That's what I love. Yes, it is a business. We are selling, but we're just sharing, and other people need to know that they can feel good naturally. I think people, there's a lot of processed and junk food, but I think there's just as many people who want to feed good food to their family and be healthy and look for natural alternatives. I think 2020 kind of taught us that too. In addition to that, because I feel like core families, whether they liked it or not, were together. But I think that I think it was a light bulb time in our history. And also I think that a lot of people realize that maybe my job isn't as secure as I thought. So a lot of people started thinking about different streams of income, which is great for us because I think everyone needs more streams of income and that we can educate people about that. So, in May of 2020 is when I went diamond, which is the top of the company, 6-figure earner. I maintain diamond as well. So I have a steady, solid business. And really you all are part of that because it's a team, it's a community. And that was the other really big thing is that Plexus was the community that I didn't even realize I was missing. I have never met women who are so encouraging and uplifting, and we want others to succeed. Like, it's crazy. And it doesn't matter if it's your upline, your downline, your sideline, somebody else in Plexus. Everyone is willing to share. And it's not that way everywhere. I've done some masterminds and with people from other companies, and I've been in chats, and so-and-so stole my graphic. I'm thinking, we make graphics and we just hand them out like candy or what, I'm just like, what do you mean someone used your graphic? Like, I'm telling you, Plexus as a company is different. And that really comes from the head down. I remember like my leaders retreat was the first corporate event that I went to, and John Maxwell was a speaker, but that was the first time I got to meet Alec and Tarl. And that was one of the events where maybe Alec coined it before, but if you're blessed, be a blessing. So I'm coming to a leaders retreat, and I've got this guy who's running this company, and that's his philosophy. So that is their philosophy. That is how they created the compensation plan as well, because if it's not good for us, they don't do it. There's things that they weigh. And when you get to the top of the company, you get to know the executives and who's running it. And you get to see the quality control. And like, there's all kinds of different things that you get to be part of. And it's just such a solid company with integrity, because integrity is really, really important to me. And I don't know if that's my accounting background or what it is, but that is top on my priority. So we've got a company with integrity. They're a legacy company. They're very, very, very generous. We get paid 5 times a month. And anyone in this community and on our team would help us. So, you know, we talk about just like freedom. So there are different freedoms that you can have. Like, we've got health freedom when we feel better. We've got time freedom to do the things that you want, because there are a lot of 50s, 60s, 70-year-olds who are still working full-time jobs. And I mean, yes, at some point, maybe I'll retire, but not your typical retire. Like, that's not me. Like, Caitlin and I will be going forever. Like, that's just not me. I love this. I wake up, okay, happy and ready to work the day. That's another thing that Plexus did for me, is I used to, like, if you ask Megan, it was like, I would tell the girls in the morning, don't even talk to me until 8:15, like as we're going out the door. Like, they literally were not allowed to talk to me. And if it got to be 9 at night, like, don't ask me school questions, I'm not answering them. So, but I became a morning person. My body has its own alarm clock at 6:45. And then I go work out and whatever. And I've got the freedom. I go to the gym now and I get home at like 12 or 1. So I leave by 8 in the morning and, you know, I do my thing, and that is freedom, that I get to be able to do that. But guess what? While I'm at the gym, I'm talking to people. I'm actually working, you know, I'm talking to people. I stop by the, you know, so you have a bigger network than you think. I don't want to hear, cause same thing. I had like 150 friends on Facebook. Okay. Whatever about social media. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. But I do a lot of talking. And so the front desk lady at the gym, I was like, do you ever think about like an extra stream of income? I said, you've got great customer service here and you've got a smile on your face. And I said, you would be amazing at this. So I gave her some samples. So you can talk to anyone and share and build your business. And it's not always about who you know, it's about who they know and who they know. It's a network. Okay. So when I've got thousands of people on my team, do you think I know everybody? No, but that's because, you know, Caitlin added Sharon, who added, it just goes da, 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 you know, and it goes 10 layers deep and it goes wide. That's why there are thousands, and that's what it's all about. It's really all about networking. And I believe that anyone can do it. It doesn't matter what your age is. Actually, now is such a great time for you to do it, because guess what? People hit retirement age, okay? And they either don't have their health or they don't have the money. I mean, gosh, like, that's not living. Okay. So I now have the best health. Okay. So I can do anything. And I also have the money to be able to do whatever I want. Like, traveling is on my list for 2023. I go back and forth with Jackie on our team. And I'm like, hey, did you see that video about Australia? That's where we need to go and do that train trip. And like, you know, I'm like, we can work. It's a business trip, you know? And so that's what you do. You just keep dreaming. And you can do anything. I can hang out with my grandkids. I can pick them up from school. I can stay home if one of them doesn't feel well. We can start a mini farm where now we've got cows and pigs, and maybe that's not your dream, but everyone has a dream. Plexus taught me to dream. I never dreamed, but Plexus has taught me to dream. I feel good. I've got confidence. I can do whatever I want at 60 years old. And that's pretty phenomenal. So, you know, I just love the options. So you can push as hard as you want with the business, but maybe there's, a week or two or a month or a season when maybe you're not pushing as hard, but you can still maintain it. And it doesn't take a lot, because here's the thing, you just have to focus. You just have to focus on what needs to be done, and you share with people, and that's it. And then you teach them to do it. It's pretty easy. I wasn't looking for the business. So maybe you're thinking, yeah, I'm not really looking for it, or I don't want it full time. Well, it's a great part-time. It's even a more amazing full-time. And I wasn't looking for it either, but it's exactly what I needed and wanted, and I didn't even know it, right, for this season of life. And you just get to work on your terms. And I like to, I like to ask people, when I get to the end, that like, are you making a living, or are you making a life? I want to make a life, and I want to be healthy, and anybody can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And I feel like Plexus brings out the best in me, the best in everyone, which to me benefits the world. You can have money to fund missions if you want. People have started orphanages. I love that I can give in retirement so abundantly to my church. You can do whatever you want. I could start, I kind of have this little vision about, I have an apron, it says Muller Muffin Ministry. And I used to make muffins, but I can go back to doing it, and I can deliver them out if I want. And I can still be working my business at the same time. So it's just it's a win-win. So I don't know, anything else that I didn't touch on, Caitlin, that you wanted me to address?
No, I think that is good. Let me end that.